time I think Frank bought you something was that iPhone on it. That didn't work out so well.
Couldn't use it because of that.
AT&T.
Yeah. But what does it say, CLD?
Can't talk about that, so I'll just come.
I bought a screen saver thing, and it's flimsy, and I could not get that thing straight. See all the bubbles I got on it though with this?
You need to bring it over to Ben.
Well, look.
He can get them all out.
Well, look, I scratched it so bad trying to get the air things out.
You need to give it to Ben. He can get them all out.
Well,
Terry won an iPad.
Did you see how
or something,
scratchy it is?
and he put that on ours. I had the same problem. Ben said, Mama, you can't do it in a hurry. I'm like, okay, here, fix it.
Well,
He
I
pulled
would
that thing off, and he got it back on there, just slick
I
as a
would
whistle.
definitely bring it to him. You can't really tell it when you got it on though. But I tell you what, we get
That
professional.
was nice of Mr. Nugent.
It was, but he gave it to me for Christmas.
And you
know
just
what?
started
Well,
using
no,
it.
he gave me, and he said it was a Christmas gift, and I think you could use it, you know, with your meetings and stuff. So it was the iPad too. I brought it to Chief Macon because he's got one to help me set it up. And then I found and we didn't do anything
want me to
except, what I was
It's
supposed to say,
fine.
he told
I'm
me
fine.
that got a new one coming out.
It's up to you.
I'll
I
put this
said,
one
well,
on.
I'm gonna send this one back. I shouldn't, so that's what I did. I just got it last week. I went to Richmond and got it. So, but anyway, if I can learn how to operate on it, you wanna do. Hello, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
I went through that, but I'm gonna let Chief Macon give me a one in person.
No.
All right, how you doing? Pretty day out there.
You were pretty, you want me to hear. This lady doesn't work with this
So
company.
Michael said it'd be nice if
She
we
was
wanted
gonna
to
check
be.
with them. No. She's just volunteer to pay me here like 9 months ago.
I'm glad you went. Cause I did, when I came in, it was down over there.
Macon,
I wish they had a good spot.
Cass Littleton. No, it's still open. What, sorry? Huh?
I just, it was on the bottom right
Come on, Ken.
You're not a church mouse anymore, I can hear you.
I'm turning it off.
Okay, it's 1 o'clock. We'll call the May 7th Board of Commissioners work session to order. And the first on the agenda is Chief Westergaard.
How are y'all doing?
Brian,
I'm not gonna take long today, pretty much all I've got is the volunteers. I've got it circled on the map. Where the fire station is, says WFD. That's how much land the fire department owns on that corner. And there's 2 lots beside it that are marked out with black. The volunteers own them 2 lots. And what the volunteers want to do is build a storage building to hold the cookers and stew pots and all this stuff, because it'll give us a lot more room inside the station. So right now, it's kind of difficult to get everything in there. You know, it's hard to get the boat out. I asked Rich Brown about it, and Rich told me to ask Tracy, and Tracy says she don't see any problem with it. She just thought I should inform you all of what we're gonna do. It's gonna be, the volunteers gonna pay for it. It's not gonna come out of the town budget at all. And the building we're looking at, I showed you, I think she put it in your packets. It's that top corner, kinda, it's gonna have a door at each end instead of one in the front. And what we're looking at eventually, building right in front of that, a meeting hall. So we can have our Christmas dinners and so forth. Anytime we wanna have a big meeting, we have somebody to have.
You mean in the lot that's right beside that?
Both of them lots that are marked out, there's nothing on them.
Right.
The volunteers on them, I kinda just split it right down the middle.
So you're saying that, decided you hope to eventually build something there so that you can have a meeting hall
Yes,
there?
ma'am. And we're talking about putting the storage building in the very back, and then we'll build a meeting hall, and then we'll probably tie them in together.
Having a landscaping is impressive.
We'll do our best to, keep grass. Julie's been on me about putting a fence about that.
Well, the screen from that back lot, but we have mentioned that some trees alongside would be nice and pretty.
The building that we're talking about is, it's 24 foot wide, 9 foot high, and 40 foot long.
What I wanted to ask you too, though, is that, I know you're in historic district, or you outside of that, by chance? Is he inside that historic?
It's a real funny area right there, I have to go get that real
That's
quick and look.
what I was just gonna say, are you gonna do all siding, or are you gonna do,
It's gonna be metal that looks like the addition on the fire station. It'll be the same color as the addition that's already on the fire station that the town owns.
Is there anything that can be done to it to make it look a little better? I mean, I was looking at the one with the windows and some shutters or something, you know, to the side, the space in the front, you know, cause you said the
But-
door is going to be in the back
Yes.
on both ends.
The reason not pretty much gonna dress it up much, cause eventually, like I said, we're gonna tie it all in. And the new one will have an A coming out to the front, and then we'll make the front pretty like a station on, in front of community college. I mean, that building's built out of metal building, and all it's got is like a brick front.
One of the things is, since you're gonna be, storing equipment and stuff in there, you don't want a lot of windows in there, cause then you're getting security and people breaking into it and taking it down, so that's an issue too.
And
So by it being a A-frame building, I mean, it's the, you said you got a door in front and a door in the back, you get that the roll-up type door?
we're gonna have a door on each end, and then an entry door on the very front. And we're gonna put it right in the middle of the building, so when we come in, we can use that to be able to access both buildings. You know, eventually when we build a meeting hall.
I'm saying, as far as the security of the building to keep someone from breaking into it and taking what's in there out of it.
The roll-up doors, I have locks on the inside, we'll be able to lock them from the inside, just like you would your garage door.
Yeah.
And so it'd only be one door in the very front, which would be on the traffic side of the street. We're gonna put the doors more toward the edge, so we have more room to be able to store stuff. We could, anybody knows, I don't care how big you build it, you can fill it up pretty quick, but we got enough to go in there right now to fill it up.
And what type of equipment do you see plan on putting in there now?
We've got the stew pots that the fire department owns, that's on the trail. We've got the grill that's on the trail. We've got, 16 tables, and we've got all the chairs. Everything we pretty much, we have in the store, we store it in the side that we have the first fire on right now.
You could just soften the landscape up on the front of that space in Sycamore Street, Rusty, like with some trees or, give it a soft facade where it's not just a hard, where it's not just some storage building stuck in an empty lots. Make it presentable from, my opinion, from Sycamore Street, and then when you do eventually get to add on, you can move those shrubs to the front of that.
I can add 2 windows, and if I did, I'd put them on the front
On the
side.
front, yeah.
And it
Some
costs.
Shutters and, just make it look a little.
Well, it would cost like $350, $400 there.
Yeah, and I think you could do a lot with trees and stuff that just made it a soft finish, and I agree with Walter, you don't wanna do anything that's gonna make a security issue.
Eventually, when we do that, I'm sure we'll put a parking lot, we eventually we're gonna build the, giant hall. So we can, That's pretty much, I just wanted to inform y'all. I know Ms. Alfred told me, things that the volunteers are working towards, it'd be nice for y'all to know, and that's one of them that they've got in mind right now.
When do you have a kind of a guess when you might would start it, or you don't know right now, no immediate plans, or?
Well, I wanted to, we brought it up at a meeting, last Tuesday, and we don't have another meeting till the first Tuesday of June. And I wanted to talk to Richard, Tracy, and you all before we went any further. And once you go ahead and decide you're gonna do it, it takes about 90 days to be complete.
I know this is probably not the time to discuss, but at some point I think it would be good to discuss. I know they had a problem in Woodland with, volunteer fire department. Like they had an account and so much that they owned, and it was hard to differentiate who owned what as far as this town is concerned and the volunteer fire department is concerned. And I was just wondering if our, things are separated and so delineated so that there is no problem in the future with who owns what. Like they own the property.
Well,
How does
pretty
that
much-
separate from the town?
Pretty much everything that the volunteers have bought, they give to the town, especially vehicles. I mean, they bought my chief car, they bought, truck 4, they bought both first responder cars, and they gave it to the town, it's deeded to the town, so it's a whole lot easier to put the insurance and tags and license. The only thing that the volunteers own personally is 3 lots. They own them 2 lots, and they own a lot down on Washington Avenue in the 11th lot. And I think they bought the 1 lot since I've been here. I believe they bought it about 2000, and before I came here back in the 90s, they bought the other lot that's right there. And they had the volunteers bought the lots themselves, and they burnt the house down and hauled it off and paid for all that also. So they probably got $25,000 in both of them. And the other lot that we own was deeded to the fire department. The fire department cleaned it up. So pretty much, other than volunteer bank account and 3 lots. That's
Very nice of the volunteers to give it to the town and pay the taxpayers.
They do see things that, they like to see added to. I mean, they bought the ice machine. I mean, that helps everybody in the town. But it also helps me and it helps us when we have fundraisers.
I have, this is an it seems like it's an A-frame building there. Is that the core foundation for that building?
Yes, sir.
And will it be anchored to the foundation?
Yes, sir. It's going, you can buy one that's not inspected, but it's recommended for farm use.
Mm-hmm.
And that does not have a foundation because it can be a portable building. But I told him the price I got on for the volunteers is one that's gonna have footers, foundation, and concrete. And that-
Basically, a family structure.
Yes, sir. And Mr. Brennan will be inspected.
Sounds good to me.
It's gonna cost, that building, a 24 by 40 is gonna cost, volunteers anywhere from, if we add one, it's probably close to $11,000. And that's, I can't buy the materials and build it for that. But, later, the materials will cost that much.
Sounds good.
One thing I'm gonna ask you is that, and I keep forgetting, the roster for this coming year, don't you have to give that for does the board not have to approve that every year?
You already have.
I have already, when did we do that?
I gave it to Tracy with your signature on it that was sent to the state.
But I mean, we're still supposed to, on the board, aren't we supposed to have a copy to the board? Did y'all didn't get the bid in the packet?
I just gave you a
Yeah,
copy.
you just gave me a copy the other day, Friday.
Right.
But it's from 2011, you haven't gotten one for 2012, it doesn't run behind or something, is that what you're saying?
I thought it was in January each year.
I had to get it-
January, but it's for 2011
Okay.
year.
Oh, okay.
So this coming January, it'll be for 2012.
Okay.
I had to get it for the insurance renewal for our workers' comp renewal, they needed a copy of it.
Okay. Anyway, we can get a copy made and put in that packet.
Okay, so that you want me to, for
Oh.
Monday night's meeting, so
Yeah,
you want
just
me-
the-
just so they'll have a copy of it?
If you want the one that we send to the state, or I can just make a copy of what I've got
Okay.
right now. What I do on my business notes is up to you all.
And just tell us
But
what you want.
we'll look at after the
Just,
meeting
yeah,
and get it to them. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, is Chief, are we supposed to call Chief Marshall? Is he on the call or is he?
I don't think so. I think it's-
Hey, Washington, did y'all get the information on council? Yes, sir. Okay. I thought-
The same position? I'm so surprised. That's what happened when you didn't really start. She said,
He's coming to the spot when we go over. She said, I met in the, fire academy last week. I can see that in her. Yeah, the medicine and
We're ready?
Chicken.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody. I bring before you, this proposal about sagging pants. And you'll find in your letter there the reason why that, police department would like to see some type of order, placed into law here in town for, the purpose of, general health, safety, and the welfare of the citizens of town. We don't have anything to address the issue, indecent exposure here in town. There have been several incidents and encounters that I have, and counting myself, not having anything to really justifiably law, these people who chose to wear that pants, say. And not only, I don't know if you, really noticed or seen, a lot of this in your restaurants and your stores and even on your street here, but we cannot address it as of now. We're not really can say or do anything about it, but we get complaints on it. And I think by at least looking at it and taking into consideration some type of ordinance that will help educate our young folks, not only just penalize them, but help educate them, that will give us authority to intervene with the action. I think once the word get out and they see that we are serious about it, hopefully will be some changes brought about. In your package you find where some other towns and municipalities have acted upon this, and I did a little research on it and I found some town ordinance, two in particular, one out in California and one in Albany, Georgia, ordinance that their town officials chose to pass. And the one in California is the most lengthy, more city of Porterville, and you have one city of Albany. I don't know what, I've been talking a little bit out in the public about it, and I've got positive feedback from the general public about what they think or what they would like to see in dealing with this issue.
Chief, are there any North Carolina towns or cities that you're aware of that council is ordinance?
I'm not aware of any North Carolina towns or cities. I went on LexisNexis and did some research on this here. And these was two places that I was able to find.
You'd just be ticketing people that are walking around showing their boxers and.
Well, one Albany, Georgia, that's what they're doing, but the one in California, I think, had, they're specified several different things, where it dealt with showing, female body parts, which would be wearing pants, trousers, skirts, more than 4 inches below the hips. Also exposing undergarments, showing their genital or buttocks. And they have a list of things you'll find on page 2 here, sexual misconduct